It was the worst and best thing she'd ever done. Miss Charity Sparkler was not one to break rules, and yet here she was in the Spitalfield slum, a place no proper middling-class miss had any business being. She paid the indifferent hackney driver, her heart thumping as she approached the squalid tenement. For once, she was grateful for her invisibility. Being plain, small, and quiet by nature, she blended unnoticed into most any landscape, and it proved no different here than anywhere else. As out of place as she was, no one paid her any mind. She walked by weary-faced women toting laundry on one hip and a babe on the other. She squeezed past jug-bitten men playing cards on an overturned crate. Her face shielded by the brim of her bonnet, she clutched her small basket and ascended a rickety flight of steps, recalling her bosom chum Persephone Fiennes' instructions. "My brother has the room on the top floor at the end of the hallway. You can't miss it. One more step, and you'd sail straight off the building where the railing is rotted away." But Charity, worry had flashed in Percy's blue eyes. "Are you certain you wish to do this? I would check on Paul myself, but the cutthroat who holds his vows is having me followed. I cannot risk giving away my brother's hiding place." Charity had insisted on taking the mission, for Percy was her very best friend in the world. Despite their differences, Percy was an uncommonly pretty and spirited girl, whereas Charity possessed modest looks and a sensible nature. The two of them had gotten on like peas and carrots since their days at Mrs. Southbridge's finishing school. Yet Charity had to admit to herself that loyalty to her chum was not the only reason she'd agreed to embark on the risky undertaking. Like a caged bird, the truth fluttered within her breast. As far as she was concerned, it would remain there, forever and anon, for there was no point in releasing that foolish creature from captivity. Why set something free, only to have its wings clipped at first flight?
"You're nothing to look at," Father's stern voice reminded her. "But we sparklers take no stock in vanity. Prudence and self-discipline are what matter. Keep your head down and do as you're told. That's how you'll get by in life, daughter."
For the first time in her 22 years, Charity was defying her papa's rules. Guilt and fear shivered over her. She knew her current actions were reckless, highly improper, and if her father found out, he would never forgive her. Uriah Sparkler was a man who did not suffer fools lightly, and everyone, from the employees of his jewelry shop to his only daughter, knew better than to incur his wrath. But it was too late to turn back now, and she didn't want to. Because she loved Paul Fiennes, she'd do anything to help him. At least she'd had the wisdom to keep her unrequited feelings locked within the deepest chambers of her heart. She'd never confessed her secret to a single soul, not even Percy, though she was certain her friend suspected her wayward infatuation. 'Twas far too embarrassing for Charity to admit aloud so impossible a tundra. The object of her yearnings was as handsome and virile as Apollo, the bright, shining god for which he'd been aptly named, whereas she climbed the steps, the boards silent beneath her slight gravity. "I'm invisible, or at least exceedingly easy to overlook." Stopping before the appointed door, she told herself she would be content to admire Mr. Fiennes from afar, and if, from time to time, she could be of service to him, a friend when he needed one. Throat-cinching, she tamped down her deeper longing. Don't be foolish. Friendship is all you can hope for. Straightening her sturdy grey skirts, she took a breath and knocked. When she received no reply, she looked this way and that before reaching for the knob. The door swung open, its rusty hinges heralding her arrival.